I'm back out to finish the section that I missed with my knee. And like I said before, my dad was joining me. So here he is. You'll see him for a couple videos. And we're getting ready to start off.
Let's go.
Hey guys. So my dad's back there somewhere getting some firewood. So it looks like it's going to be another cold night. We only got about 4.5 miles done yesterday, but we didn't start till like 2:30, and my dad hadn't gotten like any sleep, so not too bad. And then today we got 9 miles in by I think 2:30, but the camping / water situation was not very determinable of another 4 to 5, so we just decided to stay here for the night, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get in 12 to 15 is what we're thinking, so I'm excited to get that in. Today started off really cold. It was probably the low 30s up where we were camping, but it warmed up a little bit. Sun's trying to come out, dried our tent up, but we'll see what tonight and tomorrow holds. On the trail.
I'm almost ready to take my PJs off.
Morning guys. So this is day 2.5. And so we didn't talk much yesterday, but it was real windy because the cold front was blowing through, and it was wet in the morning because it had rained, and everything we brushed, it was like really tight brush, so we were just getting water all over us. So yesterday kind of sucked, but we did a short day because I just didn't know how the camping was up here, and there's like an 11-mile stretch from where we camped last night where there's no water, so we would have had to carry a lot of water up to camp on top of the ridge. So we just did 9 miles to the shelter, and we're going to push for possibly a 15 today if Angel's Rest can pick us up and shuttle us into town like Gut Hook says. So that's our plan. It's cold again this morning. You can still see my breath. And we got a 1,200 foot climb to start off the day with. So we'll see how it goes. There are these big blocks of rocks everywhere. I don't know if it's like natural formation or if somebody put these up a long time ago. So we just had a bear encounter. He was pretty close. He didn't see or smell or hear us. And I heard something rustling really close, so I looked up and I said, oh, there's a bear, and I clanged my bowls together, and he went running. And so now we're just kind of walking down towards We Scared It, which is the first time I've had to do. Usually when we've scared them, they've gone the opposite direction of where we're going, or we've been on a ridge and they went down the ridge. But we are going down a switchback, and he headed straight down where we gotta walk, so we just gotta keep being loud and looking around for him. But I think he's long gone, but just in case, we want to be loud and let him know we're here. And yeah, he wasn't a huge one, probably like a year or two old, but yeah, don't want to see him again really. Alright, so we just did 15.2. How does it feel to do 15.2 miles?
Feels like 20.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to Angel's Rest tonight. Somebody's about to pick us up. just wanted to get on to tell you guys that I had to cut my trip short with my dad. There was just several things going on, and so it just didn't work out. Um, Part of the reason for him coming out in the first place was because we had run into Sovereign and knew based on how fast he was hiking that I would run into him again by myself. So we planned for my dad to come out there with me. Obviously, by the time it came out for me to hike that section, he was no longer on the trail, but we weren't going to change the plans. My dad's been really excited about the whole Appalachian Trail hike of mine so far and was really excited to come out, so I wasn't going to tell him to stay home. That was fine. So we tried doing that, but I had a really hard time staying focused on the trail and the present. I have kind of like, I'm a little OCD, so like I get stuck on things sometimes when I'm thinking, and it's just like, it just keeps going and keeps going. And I usually just put that into like productive things, and it was really hard for me to do that hiking with my dad because he's a lot like me, very quiet. So there wasn't too much talking, and so it was really hard to keep my mind off of the what if he would have been armed when me and Tree Man hiked with him. Could that couple have been us? Or if he would have waited a few more days, would that have been me and my dad? You know, so I was just really struggling mentally. Then I usually don't really struggle, but like I got that news 2 days before we headed out. So it was really fresh on the brain, and I was just hiking with a really heavy heart. And there's been actually some other stuff going on back home with friends and stuff. So I just wasn't in the right mental space to do it probably at all, even by myself. But with my dad, who's really quiet and then also doesn't have a whole bunch of hiking experience. So I was like, the first day I did everything, the second day he helped, but it was really hard, especially when we went to go resupply. Like I was already really stressed out, and then I was having to make all these decisions, and I'm used to Tree Man being there, and he usually handles the resupply. I got really stressed out, and I was just like, I can't do this right now. I just think I need to go home. So my mom came and picked us up, and it was definitely the best decision for me because I went home, I watched a bunch of TV, get my mind off everything, because y'all know Tree Man was not in town. That was part of the whole reason why I went out and hiked without him. So I did that. I hung out with some friends, lifted my spirits up a little bit, got my mind off of it. And then Tree Man was back in town, and we went back out hiking, and we'll show you that. We started the Smokies, so we'll see that in the next video. But I am doing better now. I don't know, it's just one of those things. I really needed my husband, and it just didn't work out that he could be there for me physically. I could talk to him on the phone occasionally while he was gone, but I just really... it's not the same. So I'm doing better. That's what happened. So I'm still missing quite a few miles. But my dad may or may not, depending on when I can get the rest of my hiking done, he may or may not be in those miles. So we'll see. I probably not going to finish the whole trail now by June 6th, the end of June 6th. But we'll see. I should have all but that little Virginia section done. So keep tuned for next week.